We're recording. Hi, I'm Michael Stone. I'm Chairman of the Kensington Chelsea Chamber of Commerce, and today I'm delighted to be with Councillor Catherine Fawkes in the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea. How are you today, Catherine?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm delighted that the sun has come out. It makes all the difference.
It's a pleasant change, isn't it? So your job description says you're lead member for skills and enterprise. So what's all that about?
Well, actually, my job description has changed now. So I'm the lead member for the economy, employment and innovation, which at the moment is a pretty challenging portfolio to have. Well, all portfolios are challenging. So I'm here really to support the businesses in the borough, to help them operate better and to see what the council can do to facilitate that. And also to work with our partners, whether they're colleges or further education skills providers, or with the DWP to help people into employment. And those come together by being innovative, by what our current challenge, which is to get our businesses to employ more of our local people.
Fantastic, fantastic. So what's your connection to Kensington and Chelsea then?
Well, I'm almost embarrassed to tell you how long I have lived here, because it's a very, very long time. And I moved here, my first job actually was in W2. And I moved here by accident because it was the only place I could get to in my lunch hour to find somewhere to rent. So I would nip out from Paddington, come here, and ended up, well, in those days one could rent in Holland Park affordably, and never left. Here I still am, a long time later. So I've worked here, I've had my own business here, and now I'm a councillor here, so I'm devoted to Kensington and Chelsea.
Part of the woodwork.
I know I am that old. I've got several rings going through me.
So what's your favourite place in the borough then?
Well, it's a tricky one, that, because obviously I've got lots of them. And an obvious one would be to say Holland Park, because I walk my dogs there a lot, virtually every day. But actually I would say the Portobello Road, because when I had my first business here, I actually had a gallery on Kensington Park Road, just around the corner from the Portobello Road. So I was there every day for about 14 years and would go and buy my lunch there, and I still buy all my vegetables there. And I just think it's where the real heart and character and soul of Kensington and Chelsea can be found. And the combination of very high-end businesses and shops that you've got on Westbourne Grove, and then literally the market traders, where you can start your business from there and go right through to be, a top-end, really successful business. So I love the Portobello Road. I love the energy and the character and the people that shop there, and everything about it.
Yes, it's a very diverse borough. It's fantastic. So we're currently in lockdown. How do you think the borough will change after coronavirus?
Well, I think it really will change. I mean, one of the obviously coronavirus has been really challenging for the country and for everyone, and for the council as to how we deliver things. Our particular challenge at the moment is delivering the vaccines and the tests. But moving on, I think we'll have to change, and I hope we'll change positively. I think what was going to happen anyway over 5 years is just been escalated, and I think will happen over several months. So I know we've talked about this before. I think how people shop will change. Everyone's got used to having things delivered at home, and going straight to booking a shopping slot and getting stuff from Amazon. And in order to get our businesses and high streets working again, we've got to look at what will be on the high streets and what they'll be used for, and how people will get to the high streets. And so people are looking for their shopping areas to look slightly differently now, as somewhere they go for a lovely experience, where they hope it will be greener, it'll be quieter, where they might buy some food and eat it out on the streets, where they'll have other experiences. So it won't just be to go and do essential shopping. And I think we knew that was coming, but I think we've got to see how we can help that happen quicker, because at the moment the everyone seems to be saying, there's 30% too much retail space, that there won't be enough businesses to go back and fill that. So we don't know the answers, but what will go into that retail space, and something's got to go into it to just stop the high streets dying and looking half dead. So so I think that will happen. And also, of course, we think people will work differently. They won't go back into office space, probably so much. I hope some people will, but there probably won't be such a high percentage going back to office spaces. So I think there will be a really dramatic change. It won't be normal, it will be different, but let's hope it can really be positively different. I think this is our chance to all come together, and I think the environment is top of a lot of people's agenda. It's certainly top of my agenda. How can we make it a greener borough, more pleasant borough, just to be in and walking around our streets? And I think in doing that, we will also help support our businesses on the ground.
Yeah, fantastic. So you've been talking about kind of green and protecting environment. So what are you doing to make yourself more sustainable?
Well, I mean, it's lucky I did this before I got your question. I've just put 11 solar panels on the roof of my house, which I've been meaning to do for ages. And I just thought, gosh, I've just really got to do something rather than keep talking the talk, really change how we're living. So I've got the solar panels up. I'm now trying to work out actually if I am generating any electricity for them. I certainly haven't got, I'm not feeding into the grid yet, I don't think, because it hasn't been sunny enough to do that. But so that was the sort of major challenge thing I've done. But actually just personally, I've also done things like giving up eating beef, because we all know cows are, one of the most detrimental things for the planet. And, shopping locally, for absolutely walking to the local shops and buying my fruit and vegetables from them and try not to get so many deliveries. So that's me personally, but I think, as you know, that the council itself is, it has committed to going carbon neutral by 2030, which is quite ambitious. And we've made a start on that. We've got our rubbish fleet have gone greener. The mayor's got an electric taxi that he now drives around on. And we've got 300 electric charging points. And anyone that wants a charging point outside their house can just go onto the council website and request one. So I think as a council, we're really very, very committed to this. But we also know that we're all committed to being environmentally friendly, but it does mean making uncomfortable changes. And I think that's the real challenge for the council and for us personally, is what are we prepared to sacrifice in order to be more sustainable? And I think that will be around how we use our cars, probably. And what sort of cars we buy, and can we walk more and drive more? And of course, I probably won't get onto the controversial cycle lane here, but it's a really tricky one actually, because we've just done we're doing a survey of the businesses on High Street, and I think what came out of that was really at the core of the dilemma we're all facing, because the businesses said, well, we don't want a cycle lane, but they also said, we don't want traffic. So this is the challenge we all face, is how can we listen to all sides and come up with some sort of scheme that can work for everyone. And so I think that's what we want to talk to businesses about, we want to talk to our residents about, to sort of see how we can square this really challenging circle.
Yeah. It's difficult because Kensington and Chelsea was kind of built in the age of horses, and the transport's changed quite considerably since then. So
exactly.
Cycle and cars, and everything, it's all kind of very, very difficult.
Bring back horses.
Good. Is that what you're most looking forward to then? Having horses going down Kensington High Street? And
I'd love that. I grew up actually in the countryside riding ponies. So since my 20s I've been in London. But yeah, bring back more horses, absolutely.
So what do you do in your leisure time then? Do you read books?
I do read books. I'm a great tennis fan, so I play a lot of tennis, and one of the slight disappointments of just ending up in tier 2 is that you can't play tennis inside yet. We can only play outside, but at least we can play outside, so it's better than lockdown. So that's good. That's a positive thing.
On the courts.
Yeah, exactly. I hope the courts aren't frozen because they get a bit slippy, but we'll be back outside. But no, I love reading books, and I love cinema and theatre, and just, what's wonderful about Kensington, Chelsea, well, we're so lucky living here, is the range of culture that we have on offer. I mean, with all the big museums, my favourite, I shouldn't really say my favourite, but I love the Natural History Museum. I mean, any chance to sort of dip in there and walk around, I just think it's absolutely fantastic. But of course the V&A, we're just, it's just wonderful what we can do, and culturally, and the theatres and the cinemas we've got. So we're very lucky to live here.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So the next question, I think you've let the cat out the bag already. So you're a cat or dog person?
Well, I mean, it's a bit difficult for me to say because I have both. So can I say I'm a cat and a dog person? Because in fact, I've got 2 dogs sitting next to me here, which have been quite challenging in lockdown, because just when we get to a crucial point, they start barking or deciding it's their supper time. So yeah, I'm going to say I'm both a cat and a dog person.
Fantastic. What sort of dog have you got?
Hang on, I'll show you.
Oh, so cute.
So this is a long-haired Dachshund, because you probably can't see how short his feet are. And I've got a cat, interestingly enough, that is bigger than the dog. So I've got a Maine Coon cat. But something that probably not many people know about me is that I'm actually a trustee of a wildlife charity, a wildlife conservation charity, which is actually based in W11, but actually we fund projects all over the world. And so I'm very, very keen on the environment and wildlife, and helping to raise money for projects that are helping preserve everything from lions, the big charismatic species, right down to sort of ugly little slugs that no one's ever heard about, but sort of really important in keeping the ecosystem going.
Yeah. Oh, well done. Well done. Good on you. So you've been in Kensington, Chelsea for quite a while now, with 21 years or something like that.
21, yes, only 21.
What would you say to your 21-year-old self?
Gosh, I would say be more curious. Because I think sometimes when you worry about things that are sort of right in front, you get very worried about things, and you don't ask enough questions, or open your eyes to lots of different experiences, and things that you might think, oh, I'm not going to like that, then I won't go and see it, or that's too boring, or that's too challenging, or even, oh, that's not challenging enough, maybe I've got to be more challenging. So just sort of experience a huge wide range, as many things as you can, to find out what you can enjoy while you've still got time, before you're tied down with children and dogs and cats and things like that. Just be really far-ranging, have some fun, and be curious.
Yeah. Well, so the dog looks very, very cute. I think it's the star of the show. What's he called?
He's called Rufus, because he's got red hair, and Rufus means red hair.
Catherine, thank you very, very much. We look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Thank you, and thank you very much to you for all the support that the Chamber of Commerce gives the Council, and helping us link with our businesses. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.